Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone's days going? I know. This is weird. Megan, why the hell are you telling murder mystery stories? What is going on? Well, it's almost Halloween, so I'm like wondering, why don't I have some fun? I mean, I like telling you murder mystery stories, so why not? I want to make some videos for you guys, and I ran out of ideas, so why the hell not? Anyways, we're gonna talk about it right now, so enjoy. We're gonna talk about Dean Corll, aka Candyman. No, not the Candyman from the movie. We're gonna talk about the serial killer in American history. It all started in Texas, United States, 1970. Nearly 50 years of Dean Corll took the lives of 8 teenagers, where the 1,231 square foot home in 2020 Weimer's Dr. Impazadema is on the market of 184,000, which is a lot for a murder house, which is pretty creepy. Like, who in the world would want to buy a serial killer house? I sure don't. Anyways, pictured are San Augustine County deputies alongside a torture board where Corll would restrain his victims, found in another home where Corll lives in Broadus, Texas, similar to the one he kept in the bedroom at 2020 Lamer Drive, along with the other torture implants. What the fuck? That is ugly, and that has scared the shit out of me. Why? What the fuck? 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home built in 1952 has been in the market for 78 days. The listing boards new flooring, fresh paint, new countertops, in a big backyard to lure or host a family and friends on the 7,148 arc plane. Yeah, what the fuck? I would never let anyone near in that house. In Corll's former bedroom, which is also painted in white gray and is currently outfitted with brown carpeting, the ceiling fan, and ample nature light. From the sets of windows, victims were chained to a torture board. Like, what the fuck? That is scary. Why? Oh, this is definitely a nightmare. Well, it's almost October, so of course I'm gonna do this for you guys, because why not? Anyways, the one full bath of the home, where 15-year-old Homer Lewis Garcia bled to death in Corll's bathroom on July 7th, 1973. It painted the same periwinkle gray seen throughout the house, and now only featured of granite tiled shower. What the fuck? Which, the house is nice, but without the killing and all that stuff. Like, that is creepy. The new black and white countertops and the cabinets of the bathroom are also seen in the kitchen, which hosts a microwave, dishwasher, and oven, which the house actually does look nice. The kitchen actually looks nice a little bit. Definitely looks like a tomb a little bit. Anyways, now let's get started. The handcuffed Elmore Wade Henley Jr. center and escorted by police officers into the courtroom. August 13th, 1973. He killed Corll in the bedroom of the 2020 Lamer Drive home days earlier. I'm so sorry, I'm stuttering. Anyways, now he is serving 6 life sentences for luring teens in Corll's home along with David Owen Brooks. What the hell? Who in the world would want to do that? I sure do not. Dean Corll raped and tortured and murdered at least 28 boys and the young men in Texas between 1970 and 1973. Not known in the Houston mass murders, his killing spree was considered the worst in the U.S. history of all time. Now, what made Corll's crime a little more shocking was the fact that he helped by 2 teenage accomplices, one is whom eventually shot Corll Dean to death. While there is no link between the serial killer, the Candyman urban legend, Corll was nicknamed as the Candyman because his family owned a sweet company and he has known to give the contatary to local children. Owen even ended up killing former employees of his candy factory along with dozens of others. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know why your parents do not want you to take candy from them, it's because of that, ladies and gentlemen. As for boy victims, Carl's twisted crime began when he befriended a 12-year-old boy, David Owen Brooks, by giving him free sweets. Oopsies, I've been stuttering. Uh-oh. Someone stop me. I've been stuttering. Okay, sorry. Anyways, I am sorry. Anyways, Brooke would spend time at the candy factory and he saw Carl as a father figure. Who the hell would? That is a serial killer. No, thank you. By 1969, just 2 years after meeting Carl, began paying Brooks in order to perform sex on a boy. What the hell? I do not know what's up with Dean Carl and what exactly why he was doing it, but this is some weird shit. I am creeped out, and that's disgusting. Who would want to be involved with this stuff? People have, you have a life ahead of you, and you gotta do that. What the hell? The 12-year-old has a life going on, and he wasted it on all of that. What the hell? In December 1970, he lured James Glass and Daniel Yates, both 14, to Carl's address. There they were tied in a pulley board torture board before being strangled and buried in a boat shed. It would become the typical modus operandi of the Candyman. Carl and Brooks carried on abducting children, sometimes offering lifts of the promise of the party, before Carl strangled or shot the victims. Brooks said at least one victim was kept alive and restrained for 4 days before finally being killed. Oh, what the hell? Sadistic teen accomplice. One intended victim managed to escape with his life and eventually decided to join the killers. What? Why? What the hell? Brooks lured Elmer Lane Henley to Carl's address in 1971, where the killer decided Henley would make a better accomplice than a victim. Carl offered Henley the same $200 per boy deal he made with Brooks. What in a living hell? Why? What the hell? 200 for why? What? And while Henley initially ignored the grim proposal, he decided to accept in 1972 as his family struggling financial. Henley was told the boys would be sold to a sexual slavery ring rather than murdered. Why? What the hell? Oh, I smell bacon. Yum. Anyways, in the following year, Carl killed his first known victim, 18-year-old Jeffrey Connon. Connon was hitchhiking when Carl picked him up. His body was discovered bound and violated 3 years later, buried in High Island Beach in Texas. Around the time of Conan's death, Brooks interrupted Carl as he was raping 2 other teenage boys in one of his apartments. Carl promised to buy Brooks a car in exchange for his silence. Brooks agreed. The killer also told Brooks that he murdered the boys he'd been raping and made the teen of grim offer $200 for every boy he could lure in Carl's home. Brooks agreed to this sick offer and quickly got to work. What the fuck? Who would want to do that for $200 is okay and all, but you could get that with a a job. You can make money by getting a job. That's what work does. What the hell? But nah. But even once he discovered that Carl has been doing, he went also with the crimes all the same, convincing his friends and acquaintances to go to Carl's house, where they'd be restrained, raped, and killed. Brooks would later say Henley grew especially sadistic, choking and strangling victims himself after their rape and torture. And for the time in 1973, Henley became Carl's sole producer, of boys. One of the victims during that time was 15-year-old Michael Bulch. Henley has previously murdered his brother Billy, who'd worked at the Corll Candy Company. Carl's final victim was 13-year-old boy James Stanton Damel, abducted at Houston. Dramel was tied and tortured, bored, raped, and strangled to death with the cord. I'm gonna kill you all. Carl's killing spree ended in half of the bullets in the night on August 8, 1973. Henley had lured his friends Timothy Cardell Carley, 19, to Carl's house as an intended victim, but had also brought 15-year-old Rhonda Louise Williams, too. Two, after she's been beaten by her father earlier in the evening. Carl was initially furious with Henley for bringing a girl in his home, but he seemed to calm down and offer the group alcohol and cannabis. No thanks, I do not want any of that. I just want a restraining order just to get away from the psychos and probably get the hell away from the stupidity. The trio smoked and drank until they passed out. Later in the evening, Henley awoke to himself bound and gagged alongside Henley and Williams, who were also restrained. Carl told Henley he was mad about bringing a girl to the house, adding, I'm gonna kill you all, but first, I am gonna have my fun. Curly and Williams were Hurley and Williams were was strapped and tortured on the torture board, with Carl ordering Henley to cut off Williams' clothes and rape her. While Carl started to torture Kaylee, Henley grabbed Carl's gun and shoot it. I can't go on any longer. I can't have you kill all my friends. He shot Carl several times before and the killer collapsed and died hallway outside of the torture room. Teenagers then collectively decided to call the police. Before the cops arrived, Henley and Carly, if if you wasn't my friend, I could have gotten 200 for you. What the fuck? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my voice and I couldn't. I've been stuttering the whole entire time because I had some bacon earlier. So, yeah, that is fun and delicious. And I also did have some coffee, so that's gonna be a mix of weird shit into there. So that's gonna be fun. Haha, yeah. Anyways, back to the case. So Carl Dean is officially dead because they shot at him. It shows a boy in handcuffs next to Carl's toolbox used to store his implants of torture. Authorities rolled out of the boy being any of the known victims, but weren't able to positively identify him. Oh my god, I cannot read right. Ah! Sorry about that. Anyways, Henley is still serving his sentence in Texas and will next be eligible for parole in 2025. Andy Cahan, a victim advocate at Crime Stoppers of Houston, spoke of Brooks' evil after his death. The crimes that Brooks, Henley, and Carl committed are considered to be one of the most indicious and sadistic serial killings, not just in Houston, but nationally. When you consider to be lured young boys to a horrific death, knowing what was going to happen to them, Cahan told the Houston Chronicle, it's unconscionable what Brooks was responsible for. Like, what in the living hell? Like, the amount of this, like, the sadistic killings and the horrific deaths and all that, and the torture, oh my god, and this is fucked up. Like, I could see why this is basically a, like, known in, like the, serial killer, like, American type of thing. I could see why, because it's that. Like, what the fuck? I want to know if that's like how they lure kids like now like with the candy. I wonder if that's the first infection. Anyways, I'm just drinking coffee. It's unconscionable what Brooks was responsible for. Elmer Wayne Henley in 2008 at the Mark W. until Unit prison in Texas, where he remains. This is a Polaroid showing a unified 29th victim next to Corll's toolbox. Alright, I feel so bad. I feel bad for the victims. Like, what the fuck happened? Anyways, Corll collapsed and died after being shot by Henley. Anyways, this is all for right now. I'm gonna be making more horror, like murder mystery type of stuff like the next video, and I'm trying my best. I will do my best. Like that was a pretty messed up case. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'ma go. Goodbye. Peace.